they were taking kids with it. It's like the old British manuals from 250 years ago, right before this country got founded, French and Indian War, saying, take the blankets from your troops that have it, lance their boils, make sure it has fresh pox on it, give it to the natives.
Yes, as a matter of fact, in hiddennolonger.com, which is where all my research is posted online, there's a thing from the Geoffrey Amherst, who is the British colonel in Nova Scotia, who kept a journal about how he did that. In 1749, he ordered his troops to distribute smallpox blanks among the Mi'kmaq Indians, and that's on record in his own journal. We have lots of that kind of first-hand evidence, and just 20 yards from where I'm sitting is the Nanaimo, the grounds of the Nanaimo Indian Hospital, where this was done to Native children right up to the 1980s. And, you know, you can't get on that ground anymore. It's controlled by the military. They won't let anybody on there. But there are mass graves, you know, very near where I'm sitting. It's all over the country. And we released a list of 28 of these mass grave sites. We're going to be going around to these sites with our own ground-penetrating radar over the next year or two. And so this is concrete evidence we're going to take out to the world over the next year.
Tell us where you're digging now in the last few weeks, and it's now been sent to the labs, what you've discovered.
Well, we're at the oldest Indian residential school site in Canada. It's called the Mohawk Institute. It was set up by the Crown of England in 1832. Generations of Mohawk children were there. Over half of them didn't come back, according to their own statistics. And we've been invited by the Ongwahanwe, or the Mohawk people, to come there. We've conducted ground-penetrating radar surveys and some initial test digs where bone fragments have been discovered. Also, massive soil dislocation on the site of graves. So, in other words, they piled 10 or 15 feet of soil on top of these graves. And also, we found a tunnel system under the school where eyewitnesses have said children their bodies were taken through those tunnels to the furnace room where they were incinerated. So, we're going to be going in there. The important thing to understand is this is under Mohawk jurisdiction. They're not going to let the RCMP or the police onto the site. They've claimed that this is their land, and they're going to do their own crime investigation. So over the next month or two, we're going to be doing exactly that. Going to be doing the analysis of these remains and you know, present a report in the new year where we believe, conclusive evidence that the Crown of England and the Anglican Church and the Vatican were involved in these crimes right in Brantford, Ontario.
Well, we know about all the stuff the Vatican's been caught doing and the cover-ups with the kids, and we know about the Boy Scouts. Turns out there's a list of 5,000 or more known molesters that they won't release. And it seems like these institutions is where all these crazies try to go and take over institutions like towns that get corrupt police so they can get away with having all this power. And it's all I know is your government admits half the kids died at these places. I mean, those numbers, that magnitude is so incredible. You know, I saw some of the photos we were just showing that you provided to us, and it showed, you know, clothing, what looks like bones. And again, this has just been dug up in the last week, and it's been sent off to be tested. But what's going on with, what else have you found in these digs?
Well, the elders in that community don't want all of it released at this point. There's a lot of an attempt by the government of Canada to shut down this dig, and so the people are trying to keep some of this under wraps for now. But I can tell you, and I've been authorized to tell you, that we have found evidence to confirm what eyewitnesses have been saying, that children were buried for generations were buried. And as a matter of fact, we've discovered a letter from a former principal at the school, a man called Zimmerman, who was in 1948 in a letter said, due to austerity measures, and this is a direct quote, due to austerity measures, we are now burying children two to a grave, unquote.
Unbelievable.
Now that's the principal admitting that their children dying at such a rate that they have to put two of them in a grave at a time now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, I mean, right out of the horse's mouth again.
Now, we're going back 4 years ago here. If I'm going from memory and all the articles I read at the time, we showed one of them earlier, but I'm correct in that they were basically starving them as well. I mean, it was we're hearing the word austerity. It was about, you know, depriving them, getting them into this state, and then also taking them from their parents or families, correct? I mean, this was a CPS-type operation.
Absolutely. It was the law in Canada that the children had to be taken from their parent. The parents would never see them again, or sometimes not for 15 years or more.
That's like with the Cherokee, the program they had to send them to the east. So this is this forced breakup of the family still going on in Canada. When?
That's the last school closed in 1996, but it's important to know, Alex, that there's more children now in white foster care homes than were ever in residential schools. The deliberate breakup of Native families is continuing. This genocide is carrying on.
And now they've moved, as Russell Means has said here and others, welcome to the reservation. Hitler said he took his plans from the reservations in the U.S. The British had admittedly used that in other parts of the world as well. And now they're doing it to everybody. Black, white, they don't care. This is a total assault on the family, on humanity, on everybody. China has this model. My God, this is so cold-blooded.
Well, that's right, Alex, and I see proof of it every day working with Native people on the streets of Vancouver and every Canadian city. Native people are continually targeted by the police. There's over 500 missing Aboriginal women that are never accounted for. We know that the serial killer in Vancouver, Dave Picton, who's now in jail, was actually working with members of the RCMP. We have eyewitnesses who saw police bringing women out to the farm where he was making snuff films and killing these women. We've identified grave sites of these women around Vancouver. The media and police will not go there and touch it.
So basically, with the vampires, and psychologically they are vampires, that's what these psychopaths are in history, that's where the legends come from. With these vampires, natives are fair game, they're seen as the food, but now they're running out of them, they're moving on to everybody else.
I'd say that's accurate. You know, the child trafficking that goes on, and here's another thing we're beginning to look at, through the baby adoption racket. The Catholic Church is heavily involved in baby trafficking through their maternity homes, where they force especially Native women, but any white girl this can happen to too. They're criminalized. If you get pregnant and you're not married, you're convinced by these Catholic priests and others to sign away your baby. It's called the BFA protocol, Baby for Adoption Protocol. They force the mother to sign away their child in utero while they're still pregnant, and they never see that child again, and who knows what happens to these babies. So it's a big racket, and it's the same way that the Catholic Church in Spain stole 600,000 children during the Franco regime, and these children, their parents were told that they died, and they've trafficked them out. So
Hitler did the same thing. Look, there's no doubt this is history, and all I can say is you need to obviously be careful, because you're into some very, very serious waters here. And you know, we've had several websites up on screen. We have, if you'll put that particular site up beneath him. We have one that's in itccs.org. Is that a good one to go to?
That's our tribunal website, and that's got all the recent updates, so people should definitely go to that one.
Okay. You've got the final comment in 60 seconds or so for any other points you'd like to make, Kevin Annett.
Thank you, Alex. Basically, the tribunal that we're conducting is operating in the United States, Canada, Ireland, England, right around the world. We need people who have eyewitness testimonies of how these crimes are ongoing, including what happened to Native kids, but also white children. Any of those crimes we need reported and documented, so please contact us, hiddenfromhistory1@gmail.com. I'm on a U.S. speaking tour all for the next few months, starting in Syracuse, New York, and anywhere people want me to come and help document this, please contact me. It's about the present livelihood of our children and our very lives and liberties, so please be in touch with us.
Well, from the ancient Romans to the Aztecs, every corrupt, dominant culture wants to take away the right of children from parents and break up families. I mean, you know, Caesar would go in and kill all the parents and keep the kids. Now they just take your kids away and give you a bottle of Prozac. Amazing information. So people want to get in touch with you or contact you around the United States. It's good to see you investigating, and I look forward to getting updates from you in the next few weeks, the next few months as this unfolds.
You sure will. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to look at this type of stuff. It's painful. It's scary for those of us that aren't on the dark side. Good people have a major blind spot. We just can't imagine this is happening. But history shows the stuff that Kevin just talked about is unfortunately the tip of the iceberg. And we have a superclass of predators, sadomasochistic scum that are running our society. And as bad as the stuff you heard, I mean, from what I've researched, a lot of this stuff gets even crazier. That's why it's important that we stand up against these people. I'm not just going to fight tyranny at 10% or 20% or 50%. I'm going to go 100%. And that's why we've launched the Nightly News here, for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers and everybody else who sees this in the hundreds of thousands and millions across the web. That's why we have the syndicated radio show. That's why we have the news websites, INFOWARS.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. And I want to ask all of you watching this feed tonight to please call your friends, your family, your neighbors, and tell them to tune into the 27-hour live broadcast that starts at 11 a.m. tomorrow and runs right through until the end of the show on Friday. We're going to have an incredible lineup of guests and researchers tomorrow, and it's all going to be carried at INFOWARS.com. We're going to preempt the nightly news tomorrow and continue out of the other studio. I'm Alex Jones, signing off from the front lines of the InfoWar. God bless you all. We couldn't do it without you and the crew. And Lord willing, we'll see you back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central, for the kickoff of the 27-hour InfoWars Money Bomb 2011. God bless. Our mission at InfoWars.com is to audit the Fed, abolish the Fed, restore the Constitution, abolish the TSA, restore the Second Amendment, restore the Constitution, restore the Republic. And if you believe in those goals, then it is your free will, responsibility, and honor to spread the word about our operation and to donate to the 2011 Money Bomb. For many years, I tried to basically stay small, make my films, do my radio show, but it grew and grew and grew. Think about how a money bomb that listeners started 4 years ago led to us being able to move into this bigger office. A later money bomb helped us expand into the empty warehouse next door. And in the last year, we have built the TV studios and put the equipment in and are now doing a nightly news show every night at 7 o'clock that we're now beta testing and getting ready for television. Right now going out to members at PrisonPlanet.tv and then reaching millions as it spills out onto YouTube and other systems. Help us go to the next level. Not reaching 15 million a week, but reaching 30, 40, 50 million a week. Our growth curve is exponential, but we need to hit our afterburners and turbocharge. History is happening now. The war for human liberty against total dehumanization is on now. Join us Thursday, November 3rd at InfoWars.com. We're going to have a 24-hour plus live transmission with guests and interviews starting at 11 a.m. and running into my next radio show the next day. We're going to have a huge lineup of liberty-loving patriots from all over the world joining us. It's going to be amazing. And this money bomb is going to have a lot of new things added to it that's going to make it even more powerful than past years. So please donate at InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com or InfoWars.com/moneybomb, or simply spread the word about the money bomb. Stand with InfoWars.com and my incredible crew and all of our other supporters and help us get the word out even more. The ball is in your court. The rest is up to you. It's InfoWars Money Bomb 2011, November 3rd. It kicks off 11 a.m. Visit the website at InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com, InfoWars.com/moneybomb.